Ronnie Goodell. Chris Griffin. Junior Simpson.
Here.
Casey Springer. Ricky Hager.
It's dark.
Me, Jim Stenfield.
We got 2 meetings of minutes. I'll come on upstairs over here, be fine.
What is it now?
Second.
I need to get me a drama. I don't know. My work gets tired holding this file.
He's the inquisitive kid in the class. This is just the way he is, sorry.
That'll entertain him for a little while.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm talking.
We got a motion for the 25th. You did? You got a second?
Yeah.
Alright, minutes are approved. I'd like to kind of give you an update. We discussed having this tree cut out here and then the tree behind the baseball field that lightning struck on one of the Wednesday storms a few weeks ago. And we looked at having this log out here removed. It's in the old playground area, and then there's one cedar tree here in the water. We got one prize. The other prize was supposed to be in today. They didn't get it in. The first prize was $2,500 to cut, grind the stump, remove all that. So I got to think about, since this tree's looking really nice right now, might just consider, and then we got somebody cutting firewood off that tree that's down back there. We might just wanna wait till the fall, till the leaves get off the tree and just enjoy the tree the way it is right now, cause it is pretty right out here, this bed. Providing some shade for people that come up, and then we could address that maybe in the fall. I don't need it. I don't think, and do you see any problem with people cutting firewood off the down trees?
As long as you don't consider it trespass.
That's right. So, some people cut quite a bit off of it already. So,
Free trash in there.
you know, if they can use it and benefit from it, we'll just let them have that.
Sound like a bad price.
No, it's not a bad price. We can, you know, when the leaves get off of it in the fall, then we can have it removed and stump ground and get it cleaned up. Everybody good with that? Okay, next item, number 5, is the community center grant, okay? When Mayor Raper, when Don Raper was the mayor, we applied for a grant for this building. And then, when Miranda Simpson was mayor, we actually acquired the funds. So, I met with, Mr. Short from USDA, and it was good for 5 years that the money has to be spent.
What's the matching, what's the matching percentage?
It's no match. We actually made an application for another grant. The grant from the USDA was $20,400. There was another grant that went with it. It was $6,930, but that grant has expired. We found out. So, in the next roughly 4 years, we have to spend $27,330 to be compliant with the grant.
What was that second number, Alan, don't make me interrupt?
69.30. But it has expired.
Right.
Now, the USDA grant, though, has not expired. We have roughly 4 years left to spend it, but it has to be spent on the facilities here. And at the time that that number was designated, it was for kitchen remodeling, new sinks, a new commercial refrigerator, an ice machine, a new oven, a stove, new tables and chairs for this apartment. We can add to, we can change it, you know, whatever. But Mr. Short and Carolyn Montgomery and Tanya and I came down here one day, and he went through and made pictures of the stuff that we have, so that when we do replace, we just send him pictures of the new installed stuff. The sinks, for sure, she said, need to be replaced because they're so small, you can't get a good sized pan in there to wash them. And then if we wanna, at one time, they looked at replacing the entry doors. If they need to be replaced, then those can be replaced. Gutters can be put on the building. Things of this nature, but it has to be spent inside the facility. So, since we've already got the grant, I say, and we may not need to spend it all in 1 year, but we should take advantage of it and upgrade the facility here. I mean, we've already got the money. Just wait.
I just wanted to ask, what is the definition of the community center? Is it mostly for seniors, or is it truly a community center?
No, it's a community center.
So you could have kids in here and teenagers in there,
Yes,
and that sort of thing?
That's
Okay.
right. It's set up where it can be rented on a daily basis.
Okay.
NACOG, correct me if I'm wrong, NACOG reimburses us so much each year.
So there was a voting poll too, right?
Yes, used for voting for the senior involvement here with the building.
Could you put the library here?
I wouldn't think so, and, I won't say we couldn't, but I don't have to run it by NACOG, see. But we'll have to spend that much money on this facility in the next roughly 4 years to stay in compliance with that grant.
That sounds like a little bit of money, but it's not that much when you go spend.
No, if you go, I mean, just the doors alone are expensive, and then you go, commercial refrigerator and things of that nature, they add up pretty fast. I mean, that's how we got to that number, is just, they came in and got prices for things they thought they needed, and that's how it got to that number. Okay, number 6 is a community center van. I talked with Carolyn a few weeks ago, and one of the things she said she would like to have for the seniors is transportation. They can get a NACOG van, but they're limited to where they're allowed to use it. So, she said it'd be nice, they like to go places. I know they recently went to Rattlesnake Saloon one night, and they do enjoy going places, and, if I live long enough to be active with them, I'm sure I'd enjoy going places too. So, but anyway, I came across one, and I think if we,
How does the insurance deal work on that?
wait a minute, I'll tell you.
Oh.
Alright, so, I ran across, y'all know, most of y'all know, probably know Chad Smith over in the center. He actually purchased 2 from an assisted living home, and he still got one home.
I looked at it.
And it's a 99 Ford, 350 conversion. Here's some pictures took of it. But it's only got 58,000 miles on it. And I think if we ever get one, that would be a good one to get.
He don't buy them, come on.
No, Chad's always been an honest person. I did call Susan Brown with our insurance carrier, talk to her about it, and it would actually be a town van that the seniors could use. And she said, I told her we paid Miss Montgomery her salary, and it was reimbursed by NACOG. She said as long as she was an employee, she could be designated to drive it, or anybody else could be designated to drive it, as long as we had them listed on it. And I said, well, for instance, like her husband goes, you know, I said, he could, if something were to happen to her and she gets sick when they're off somewhere, it'd be nice that somebody would be able to drive her back. She said that would be no problem. Any thoughts? Huh? 6,300.
He had another one that was just a little bit cheaper.
He's already sold that one.
Yeah, he was buying $500 or $2,100, and he was clean.
Y'all wanna see the picture?
I know the vehicle.
It's nice, real nice.
So, and I think the other thing we could do to maybe help promote things in town is that blue stripe on there, get a wrap put on it. Green, says Town of Waterloo, Alabama, or something, and actually put like some advertisements on the back of it. I've talked to a couple of people already with local businesses, said they like to sponsor it. Come up with, you know, a minimum price for them sponsoring the wrap company could put their advertisement on the back at the same time. Maybe help them out, help us out with the cost of it. Then it'd actually be a town van, and maybe it could be used for other functions, but at least,
Use the shuttle, people fill it.
yeah, if we have to, you know, take some people somewhere or something, or at least the seniors would have some transportation to take their trips.
What about people, right passengers? They're covered under our insurance?
That, they would be covered under the insurance, but I wouldn't want anybody on the van that did not sign the medical release and hold harmless, hold on.
That's what I'm gonna worry.
Easily.
It's not a
easily
medical
done.
insurance on our policy.
Right, so it's easily done.
Adam,
Sir,
excuse me, you know, like the, portable pot van and all that, now, whoever drives that will have to have a CDL license.
You would not have to have a CDL for this van.
no, it's a 3,500, it's a 350,
1 ton.
3,500.
But it is
I'd have a
a passenger van, just like the school buses. Will it not fall under that classification?
Our insurance,
Passenger endorsement on your license?
yeah, our insurance company has not said that we require that at this point. If they do, they would have to be qualified.
It
But
ain't
right now,
nothing to it.
Amex says we don't have to have it.
There's nothing to it.
Well, it is nice.
Really?
So, they actually said that this van would not require one unless we went up to a 4,500, the next series of it.
No air brake or nothing like that?
Mm. It's not tandem wheel, it's
It's
single
a
load,
dually, it's a one-ton truck.
it's single tire rear.
See, it's not even a duty.
It's
still a one-ton vehicle.
Right,
Just a ton truck.
any discussion, any thoughts?
I think if we're gonna do it, that would be a good one to get. I bet you won't find another one like that.
Not for a while.
I looked at that one, and it's taking out like a camper out of it. It needs to be used for some more of this life stuff.
got Carolyn and Miss Montgomery go over and look at it.
And I bet the roster,
She like it, she thinks she
She like,
I bet the roster would increase.
well, it'd be nice for them to have transportation if they enjoy going places and
That's a lot of.
going
reasons
functions.
People don't come, a lot of the reasons.
It'd be nice for them to be able to enjoy it.
What we need to do, like a motion.
Carolyn. And then if we could designate, you wanna drive? You sure? You can be a backup.
I'm sure.
Okay, well, let me know now. Okay. But she said majority of the time if they go any distance, that Van goes with them. And that he could be, and, Mr. Stanfield check on this to be sure again before we actually do it.
Yeah, let's just table it for now. Check everything, make sure everything's good.
Or does somebody wanna make a motion pending all that's good work, at least tell Chad, he's just holding it for us right now, and then I'll tell him pending that it clears the insurance and everything, then we'll be good to go.
I don't see how you go wrong, we have to sell it.
But I don't wanna be in the car business.
Right. Well, you can get it back then. But for the money, I don't think we can go wrong, if we're gonna do it.
Okay, what's the verdict?
You get everything set up, I guess, we'll pay them if you get everything set up.
Yeah, spending money.
Alan,
Yes.
Chris, Jeremy, Casey, Ricky,
Yes. Okay, the last meeting, we voted to hire 2 people, one of them actually declined, so Kelsey was only hired for 30 hours a week. So, like to see if it's okay with y'all to raise her to full-time 40 hours or as needed. She's had one issue come up today, she called me about a little while ago, is she has a CDL. She's gotta go to a 6-week course to get it authorized. From 8 to 2:30. She said she still would cut in the evenings when she got in to keep it up and on the weekends, but she said she needed to keep her CDL. Y'all are okay with that?
You just gotta see.
Yeah, but it's changed here recently. I know we've had to go through some changes at work, because the majority of our people have to have them, and it's a little more strict now than it used to be. So, to get hers authenticated like she needs it, it's 6 weeks,
It looks like you've been doing a pretty good job.
yeah, thing that she has to do. Y'all deal with her going 40 hours?
She ain't gonna be able to for 6 weeks.
Hmm?
She's not gonna be able to go 40 hours for 6 weeks.
Well, she don't have to go 40, but if she needs to, when she gets where she can go 40, she'd be authorized to go 40.
In 6 weeks, her evaluation will be up anyway.
That's right.
We can just wait, it doesn't matter, we can vote on that an hour later. I don't care either way. Wanna make a motion?
I would. That'd be cool, man. I may be if it's one of them, man.
Yeah, but it's just one, it's a lot to do. Roll call.
Alan,
Yes.
Chris, Jeremy, Casey, Ricky,
Yes. Okay, the next item on agenda 8 is we have 2 CDs to renew with Farmers and Merchants, and we discussed this before, but at the time, since then, they have brought it to our attention that at the time that we met, I think they were for a 4-year stint, is that right?
That's
And-
what you wanted to read.
And so, she has given us the liberty to do it on a one-year basis, because she said the interest is probably gonna change. It would be our best interest to be able to, after a year, renew at a better interest rate. And we do appreciate her giving us that option.
We didn't make a motion to that.
They make a motion for that.
Yeah, and Mr. Mayor, I'll say this, since this is a depository resolution, I know farmers and merchants will need a resolution for their records. I'll create that, and we'll need a roll call vote for it after it.
Motion.
How will that be handled when the previous minutes, I think that was in February, February the 15th, when it was voted on to go the 4 years at that rate. So it still hasn't been done.
Right.
No
so-
one's come to the bank, to,
Right, so we'll
Finish
create a new resolution for you.
okay, I just wanna make sure
Yes, ma'am, whatever you need on that.
it's the same CDs, but just not,
This replaces the earlier resolution.
and no one has to come, you can just bring us a copy of the minutes or the resolution.
Thank you very much.
I just hated to see tied up that long with rates going up a little bit. I know a little bit helps.
We appreciate that.
Alan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Casey, Ricky,
Okay, item, agenda number 10, the 4th of July event is coming up pretty fast. Now, the fire department has chosen to do them on Sunday night, the 3rd. I know Florence is doing theirs on Friday night, 1st. Already, so. Yes, that's right, Sunday night, the 3rd. Some years, the last few years, we've had vendors. Like, Martin said you had some contact already, and I think the last time we had vendors, how much percent was it? 25% is what they donated their income that evening. Would you prefer to stay with that, if we have vendors, or would you want to go to a flat rate? But we got one vendor that only comes, the only way they work is like 25%. I see. Yeah,
The only thing with 25% is how you know.
yeah.
Just a honor program, I guess.
I mean, did there any of that in the past? We didn't have a lot.
600 and something.
Are we,
600 something dollars.
all country, that day too, like they used to do?
I haven't heard anything from Ronnie that he's doing it that day, or gonna try to have one that day. Well, I'm glad to ask him, but up to this point, I haven't heard him say.
What about making a donation to the fire department, to the fireworks period?
Last time it was 600 something dollars.
Be sure to call him, Bob.
And that's, like you said, the other thing is, I did talk to Ted, and he would appreciate a donation every year we usually do. And he said, this year, your fireworks are like everything else, they've gone up. think in the past, we've usually given $500.
I mean, we need like ice cream.
Yeah,
Well, last year we had one, and it's like minus for hours.
And then people, everyone wants to
Well,
walk.
I mean, yeah.
The gloves that hurt. Yeah, I think it's cold last year.
Oh,
So you do one else for that, and then maybe-
we need to upside of money.
well, that's, y'all need to discuss that.
What
you got?
do you want a
No, I think it's too much.
No bands
So
this
you
year.
gotta worry about your band here, you gotta do stage, you gotta do sound, you gotta do power.
And right now, it's like one cover it all.
Yeah, it's a one day, one night thing.
If you want,
Uh,
I got a guy that can do a DJ deal, and you get out music. He set his own stuff up and bring his own. If that's something you gotta have.
I'll play up it a little bit.
Anyway, fireworks, and then now one we get in, we need to wait, we got another month, though.
Yep.
They usually buy it pretty early though.
I think they've already started, but
Well, I didn't know, I didn't know we started.
Contact Ed and see what he thinks they might need.
Yeah.
You know, just after we get the phone, and make your,
go to the next meeting on that.
it's what we have to do for them, we have a 10-minute.
Okay. All right, do y'all want to stay with 25%?
Yes.
Okay, somebody wanna make a motion?
I say yes. I make the motion.
All right, I'll hold on. Yeah, we'll pay the money. Well, it's 25%. But we're proving that.
Yeah.
We're proving this is good.
Alan,
Yes.
Chris, Jeremy, Casey, Ricky.
Okay, so I'll talk to Ted in 2 or 3 weeks and see where they stand. If they need some help, we'll help them. That's what he said.
We always give what we always do, but not be more efficient.
That's right. That's what I'll tell him, just see where they stand on that. Okay, number 11, I got the library listed. And, I know Miss Patty has had concern for a while about not only the sun damaging the books, but the condition of the building itself in general. So, I thought about the fellowship hall at the Methodist Church. Possibly maybe using it for a library if the church would consider that. I talked to Wayne Espy and he talked to the members of the church. And he feels like maybe it's workable, they still have some concerns and some consideration and some questions. But if we could, if that was a possibility to work out and, Patty went over and inspected and thought it would work for her and the library, then we could relocate the library to work on that building. Or to seek some grants to work on that building. But it's hard to work on it when you got somebody, you're using it at the same time.
Could you not just let them be on like the board over the library and let them handle it, you know what I mean? Like, they do all the work in there anyway. I'm not
Well, they
saying,
do,
I'm not saying the city.
we
don't
pay
do
the
it.
utility
Right,
bill.
yeah, I'm not,
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
saying
saying.
that, but, Lord,
Well, I was just trying to help them find a better place
I think
to
it's a
be.
great idea, myself. I would
Find a
down
better
there.
place to be so that, and the church could still use the building. But one of the things we really need to, that it should be a concern for all of us, is that it's open 24 hours a day. That's
Sure,
probably
nobody wanna lose
not
it.
the best of situations for the building to be in now, because a lot of things could happen in there that
Yeah, there's
could be detrimental.
rooms upstairs.
Right.
Sure.
So, I'll let Mr. Espy talk about their conversation for a few minutes, if you'd like to.
I presented the proposal to the church. We had a few feedback questions and answers that concerns that we may have. Gonna have a meeting this week so we can openly discuss them and list what we think are concerns for the church. And we will, as of right now, we're 99% in favorable of that, but we have some concerns we'd like to address. So, all of those people that will be voting yes or no are here tonight.
Well, we
We have a
appreciate
big
the
church.
consideration, we really do.
Pardon?
We appreciate the consideration.
And the church would like to help the community, and I think in return, it will help the church. There's just a few little fine details that we would like answered before agreeing 100%.
We appreciate
Who would
that.
answer those questions? Who would answer those? Would it be the town or the library?
If the town is gonna be responsible for it, the town will answer it,
Okay.
right?
We want the library to be happy with it too. We're
Oh,
gonna work
yeah,
around it.
I thought.
I mean, the building's to the point that we can't patch it, and make it workable.
Right.
Would we get the building back after it's fixed?
Well, I think that would depend on if we had other interests in that building at the time.
Right.
Now, if, say, a doctor came and said, hey, if y'all get the outside of the building done, I'll be ready to do the inside. Or if he wants to split the building with the library. There's a lot of options over that time, but in the meantime, if you're using the fellowship hall of the church, you could determine if that was a good fit for you at the time.
Right, as you know, I just found out about this yesterday, so
Right.
I just jotted down a few notes, and can I go and bring up a couple of issues?
Sure.
First thing I've got is what about book censorship, if we move the library to a annex of a church building? Are you following me?
Mhm.
Okay. Because a free library, we don't censor our books. And so I worry about the annotation that would have if you've got books at an annex of a church that have, explicit sex in them.
Well, we're not gonna go for pornography.
I really understand that, but I thought I should bring that up. I mean, we're talking Danielle
No,
Steele and Nora Roberts, you know? We're not talking 50 Grades of Shade, Grade.
Well, maybe you should just consider removing those anyway.
I mean, up to the discretion of the church.
The Danielle Steele and the Nora Roberts?
Well, if the church didn't have a
Oh.
problem with it, y'all don't have a problem with it, I mean, it's fine, but if it's
We went to
anything,
the library.
well, I'm saying if it's anything explicit, maybe y'all just need to discuss it amongst yourself and feel like if it's okay with y'all where it is now, that's fine, but, I mean, what do you think?
I mean, sometimes.
Yes,
I mean-
pornography is you know it when you see it.
Yeah, there
As
you
the
go.
Supreme Court
Sure,
says.
we don't
I
have
know-
pornography down there
I
now.
was
Oh,
about
no.
to say, you don't have
No, we don't have-
hustlers or anything
Right.
We
like
don't,
that.
but we do have books that have explicit sex in them, and we've had members of this community come to the library and help me. And when they open a book and it had a cuss word in it, they threw it in the trash. Okay, so, well, they do, and that's just what they do. But what's gonna happen when you move the library to an annex of a church? Is it gonna offend any of the members of the church?
I can tell you the position of the
I'd say the
town.
Methodist Church is pretty lenient on,
There's 6 of us, we'll see.
Well, okay.
We're pretty cool.
Okay.
but,
Good in
no,
your-
I understand, and
Yeah.
especially now with what's going on with Roe versus Wade and and the stuff that's being, out there happening right now with churches getting spray painted.
Well, I think to keep the discussion focused on the library, I know the town would not support any type of censorship of literary works.
Thank you.
Again, pornography is, by the definition of the Supreme Court, is something you know when you
Certainly.
see.
Absolutely.
And But in general, the state of Alabama as well as the town, no matter what you may read, is generally against censorship,
Good.
so.
Well, I just, like I said, if you move it into the annex of the church, I just wanted to bring that out. The other thing is,
But that is, since it would be on private property, it would be a church decision of what they let in, so that would be an agreement that I would suggest that you work out with the churches.
who would move us? When we moved in, I was a lot younger.
Yeah, you did a lot of work, didn't you?
We would have to get moved.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
of course, the town would continue to pay, I guess I don't need to be speaking for the church, but I'm sure that you guys would incur a higher electric bill, utility bill, et cetera, than you're accustomed to having now.
That would be addressed.
Okay, and then access to it, the
Can you have
hours,
some kind of time block?
I'm sorry,
Can you have some kind of time block that locks at a certain time?
I don't know.
Well, you know, if Tanya could open it up at 9 when she comes in,
Right.
then we'd need to come up with a time to lock it.
We used to do that when my husband came home from, Savannah, you know, he'd come in about 6 o'clock and we'd lock it. Or we'd have someone from the bank lock it. We don't necessarily do that anymore. But what about the weekends though? What's gonna happen on the weekends? That's really when we have a lot of folks come in because they're not at work. Kids
What-
come in.
Whether it's the existing facility or the annex or some other facility in the near future, it's gonna be discussed at a lot, either way, wherever it is.
Absolutely, no problem with that.
Because there's possibility of
Sure,
things happening that we can't control if it's open 24/7.
absolutely, I understand that, but what about during the day on the weekends if we move to the annex? Who's gonna handle that?
I'm just saying, you can do anything during your time now, you know what I mean, you gotta be able to lock a door. Or
I
something.
can't even watch Netflix at my house. But I can.
Well, that's a detail we can work out.
That much sure.
I mean, somebody is gonna have to go over to that library on Saturday and Sunday morning and open it up, and then they're gonna have to lock it at night.
We'll get Philip,
So-
we'll get Philip.
I mean, I see that going, yeah.
I think that's something that we can work out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, that was just the,
Oh no, you can get one that you can control from your phone.
That's what I would.
On Google,
Who's there, bud?
over here, yeah, it's about, you can get them anywhere from like 129 to 270.
It's amazing what they got there now, like
So,
we've got the ball fields now, we can turn them on by our phone. Somebody calls me, how they practice that, okay, and you dial it up and it turn lights on.
that's what I,
You're 25 miles away, you know, so a lot of stuff out there now that's great technology.
one other concern I had, and this is probably the biggest concern, is the safety issue during the day. I know it needs to be locked at night, I understand that, but the safety issue during the day, the location we're at right now, people when they go in, they feel nice and safe because there's 2 big windows there.
You're on the
If you've
way.
got
Yeah.
we cater to, you're on Main Street, we cater to mostly a senior population. And there's lots of, older gals that don't necessarily, I drove by that building tonight, I don't know that I would feel comfortable working in there. The windows are very, I mean, I'm not knocking it, okay, but it's not what, what can I say, we're lucky to have the space we have now. So I can't sit here and complain, because we're lucky to have it, but that fellowship hall is not my idea of a nice library, someplace that somebody would really like to go and sit down and read a book. Just from the